Hi, friends, and welcome back to Infinite Gems, where we discover gems upon the shelves and within ourselves. The books I've chosen for you this July are books that remind us to strive for what we believe in, no matter what, even when the situation seems to be challenging. The books and stories show how hard work and compassion and faith, trust, courage, and friendship can bring about some of the best parts of ourselves. So, with that, let's get started. In honor of the passing of Representative John Lewis, I wanted to share Preaching to the Chickens, which is based on some of his childhood stories that he wrote about in his memoir, Walking with the Wind. We learn about how young John loved being responsible for taking care of the almost 60 chickens on his family's farm in Alabama. Like the ministers he heard in church, John wanted to preach, so he gathered his chickens in the yard. John loved to tell the hens and chicks the good news. While he fed and watered them, he spoke about the value of hard work and patience. With faith and hope, he said, a bountiful harvest was sure to come. Blessed are the peacemakers, he'd say when they fought over their morning meal. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, he would tell a hen who didn't want to share. One day someone came by who wanted to take one of the chickens. But John knew his chickens wanted to stay with him, so he convinced his parents to trade something else. This was how he learned to speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. John's henhouse sermons became so regular that his brothers and sisters took to calling him preacher. He didn't mind. He knew that someday he'd speak before thousands. He hoped that his words would stir people's souls and move them to action. Another extraordinary leader who fought against racism in South Africa is activist Nelson Mandela, whose birthday took place in July. The story starts with his childhood in Kunu, where he grew up and was the only child of 13 children chosen to attend school. At the age of 9, when his father passes, he is sent away to live with a powerful chief miles away from home. There he learns stories about old Africa from the elders, farmers, medicine men, and warriors, and also how lands had been taken by settlers. As a young man, he decided to become a lawyer so he could defend those who could not defend themselves. The book describes how apartheid divided people according to race, how Mandela fought against the system, went into hiding, and was jailed for his beliefs. After 27 years in jail and years of struggle and protest, apartheid finally came to an end. Mandela was released from jail, elected to the presidency, and became an inspiring symbol of freedom for people all over the world. In honor of the 30th anniversary of the American Disabilities Act, I wanted to share the inspiring true story of Emmanuel's dream. Emmanuel was born with one strong leg, and because of that, some people thought he'd be useless or even worse, a curse. His mother, however, had faith in his ability to do anything. And so Emmanuel learned to climb coconut trees, ride a bicycle, and even hopped to school and back 2 miles each way. When his mother got sick and he had to go to the city for work, people often turned him away, told him to beg, or assumed that he was in their store to beg and not to shop. The day before Emmanuel's mother passed away, she reminded him that being disabled does not mean being unable. And soon Emmanuel began to work even harder to fulfill his dream of riding a bicycle all across Ghana. And he did. He rode 400 miles in 10 days. His journey reminded people all over Ghana and the world that one leg is enough to do great things, and one person is enough to change the world. Another story about embracing the uniqueness of who you are is Elmore. I know right now a number of kids might be missing friends, feeling lonely, and maybe even getting a bit zoomed out. I hope the story inspires you to explore a wonderfully old-fashioned way of staying connected with friends. Elmore loves his maple tree home, but sometimes gets lonely and isn't sure how to connect with other animals. He is prickly and so can't get too close. His quills might hurt other creatures. He doesn't mean to cause harm, but there's not much he can do. Until Elmer cleverly thinks of a way he can use his uniqueness to form a new kind of friendship. He offers his quills as free pens to the other forest creatures. And using berries, soon enough, everyone is having a fabulous time writing letters to each other. Another beautiful book about celebrating who you are is Our Favorite Day of the Year. On the first day of school, Miss Gupta explains that a great way to make new friends is by sharing things you like, and that she would like each student to share their favorite day of the year. Musa's favorite day is Eid, and he assumes that must be everyone else's favorite too. After some conversations with his new classmates, however, Musa learns about other fun holidays. As the year progresses, the class has a spectacular time sharing each of their favorite days, including Eid, but also Rosh Hashanah and Pi Day. There's also a recognition that there are often different ways to celebrate the same holiday. When Christmas comes around, for example, one student shares how his family celebrates Las Posadas, which lasts 9 days and involves hitting a piñata. Pi is for sharing is another excellent way to show kids how sharing things we like is a great way to connect and make new friends. Kids start the day with a picnic and sharing pie, as well as other wonderful things like a book, a ball, trees, time, hugs, stories, and treasures. With soft and action-packed illustrations, this book feels like a dream full of sun-drenched summer memories that include the magic of sharing a sunset sky, blankets, music, and of course, a night full of sparkling fireworks. Another heartwarming book about friendship is My Friends, which I'm sharing in honor of Friendship Day. It celebrates the uniqueness of every friendship and how we learn wonderfully different things from each of our wonderfully different friends. I learned to sing from my friends the birds. I learned to read from my friends the books. I learned to love from a friend like you. In honor of Asalha Puja or Dharma Day, I wanted to share I Am Love, which beautifully illustrates the value and practice of compassion, one of the foundational teachings of Buddha. The story gently accompanies readers through examples of how to feel and show compassion. We see, for example, a girl in a storm and a witness asking himself, "What can I do to help let the light back in?" Readers see examples of listening, self-care, creativity, and also understanding that sometimes compassion means doing your best to make things better when something is wrong, and how love is effort. At the end of the book, the author also offers some yoga practices and a meditation for opening up one's heart. The last book I wanted to share is The Star People, a Lakota story. It is typically during the summertime when the Lakota Sundance happens, a ceremony representing life, rebirth, and the power of endurance. While this book is not about the Sundance, it reflects a similar theme of knowing that even when there is hardship, there is also a powerful goodness alive in the world, guiding us toward all that is sacred and beautiful. The story is centered around a brother and sister who wander out in the prairie and search the skies for horses, eagles, and the spirits of the cloud people. Suddenly, an unexpected fire emerges, causing the children to run and seek safety. After the fire, though they are unharmed, they are lost, afraid, and unsure of where to go. As the night arrives, they look up and see that the stars are dancing, just like the clouds were earlier. Their grandmother from the spirit world emerges and comforts them, dreams with them, and dances with them. Upon waking up, their grandmother guides them home to safety by walking across a barren land. When they see parts of the land untouched and full of fruit, they understand that this is a sign of hope. And with this hope, they continue the journey until they reach home safely. And in their hearts, they hold on to the mystical memory of their grandmother, a reminder that the star people are always watching over them. So that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're interested in some guiding questions for kids or links to authors' pages or even organizations that might be connected to some of the topics that we discussed today, please feel free to check out my blog, infinitegemsblog.wordpress.com. And if you're loving this t-shirt about staying home and reading, it was designed by my friend Ruthie LaFond, who's an illustrator. And you can check out her website and check out her illustrations and her t-shirt and order that from there as well. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your summer. I see a gem inside of you and feel a gem inside of me, waiting to shout, come out and dance about in a journey of discovery. So if the sky seems dull and gray, keep the faith, 'cause soon one day, with faith, work, love, you'll rise above and bloom in a whole new way. Have a beautiful rest of your summer, everyone. See you next time.